Hey nerds, Alex here from Nerds Being Geeks. This is my 100th video. Wow, just wow. 100 videos, it's really cool. Um, so I decided to do something special for this video, and I wanted to do my comic book slash nerd cave area in the basement. So let's get into it. All right, so here is the stairwell. Batman light switch because it's Batman, and yeah. So I'm a big anime fan, and One Piece is my favorite anime. For all the non-anime people, you might have heard about One Piece through the Netflix show. But yeah, it is an anime that's been going for over 20 years. And yeah, it's my favorite. So I have all of the wanted posters for the Straw Hat Crew as you go down the stairs. Yeah, absolutely love it. Got the Jolly Roger with the straw hat. Pretty awesome. So let's go to the other side. I'm still working on the wall here, but it's big empty. I got some things I'm gonna plan on doing, but haven't got to it yet. So let's go over here. A good friend of the channel, Tyler, got me this poster. Really cool. Classic TMNT promotional thing. It's like for some cards. And here's the turtle van. I got this artwork at Motor City Comic Con. That is the artist if you're interested. So I'm also a Harry Potter fan, and I got this banner when I went and visited London. We actually went to King's Cross Station, and they had a little platform 9 3/4 area. It was a really cool, amazing experience. And then here is a Kirby poster. Kirby is my wife's character in Smash Bros. And this was done by that same artist that did the Turtle Van. So there you go. Me and my wife are both in Ravenclaw. So we have the Harry Potter theme music sheet with the Ravenclaw background. And then my wife is a teacher, and one of her students did this Kirby piece for her. All right, so I am a hockey fan, and Red Wings are my team. So I got a little rug down here at the bottom. And then I'll turn the light on. So yeah, here we go. Now I did give up some of my basement, of course, for my daughter's play area. So just like a quick walkthrough, here's what it is. You'll recognize that area. That's where I film. So let's go over some of the stuff that's down here. As soon as you come down the stairs, I have this Avengers poster. And I have a few things I plan on putting down that stairwell. There's like a Batman canvas. I got this Joker. This was before some of the recent movies. I got that at Motor City Comic Con about 10 years ago. We love Miyazaki films here. So we got Spirited Away and My Neighbor Totoro. Got that at a Dallas Comic Con, 8 years ago maybe. Have this amazing Hellboy comic corner art piece in the style of Mike Mignola. This was done by Heads Up Studios. I've done a lot of stuff with them, and I I have more comic book corner art to show off. But yeah, it's amazing. It's a canvas on like a board. That's where you hang it. We haven't done it yet, but I'm working on it. And then got another Batman canvas piece. So yeah, those are go on the stairwell. Trying to find something for him. Trying to find a spot for him. My guitar amp. So let's move over here to miscellaneous / horror section. Yeah, there's a lot here. But I was running out of space, so it's kind of a hodgepodge, but let's go over it. Let's go over the top shelf. So you'll see more comic book corner art pieces. These were all done by Heads Up Studio. Go over to Facebook and Instagram and check out Heads Up Studios. They do these canvas comic book corner arts for all different characters, and he has vinyl stickers, and he does these. Really cool guy. I've been meaning to get him on the channel, but I am a shitbag and I have not gotten to it yet. And you'll see a laser level here because I plan on hanging these up. Just haven't gotten to it yet, but that is the goal, to get them off the shelf and up on the wall. So, got some spooky books out, some eerie and creepy magazines, the Frank Frazetta art. Just keeping it horror over here. And I'm a big fan of like the classic Universal monsters. And so I got Boris Karloff as the Mummy, the NECA figures. I have the Dracula still in the box. I have not done a review or taken it out yet. That is on my to-do list, especially for this spooky season. One of my prized possessions in my comic book collection is this Haunt of Fear 17. This is pre-code horror book from 1953. It is a 2.5, but I'd say it is one of the most recognizable covers from that era. Just incredible piece. Those classic horror books, amazing art, great storytelling. I don't know what else to say. It's just one of my prized books. So over here, Lon Chaney Jr. as the Wolfman, and then Boris Karloff again as Frankenstein. And then we got Bram Stoker's Dracula, Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. Some of the horror DVDs I've had, God, I've had those things for like 20 years probably. I've had those things for about 20 years. And then I picked up this Boris Karloff head at Spirit Halloween last year. Really good likeness. That is a really good mask. And I just put like a foam head under it. You got it like Hobby Lobby. And it's a really cool display piece for this horror section. Back there I have just an LED light that died, and I just wrapped it in like black light to just kind of give like a vibe over here. The stand is nice and tall, and it fits in the corner really well, and I didn't want to throw it out, so I just kind of got this like LED tape. But yeah. And then I'm a big Evil Dead fan. I kind of have this tilted like that because it just reminds me of the craziness that was in the cabin. And I got this piece in, looks like 2013. That was also at Motor City Comic Con. If you recognize the artist, give them a shout out. Evil Dead is probably my favorite horror franchise, at least. So there you go. All right, so let's go down to these books. Big Hellboy fan. I like the collected editions. I think Hellboy should be read in like graphic novel form, a collected edition. And these library books, they're called the Library Addictions. editions, and they're massive. These things are huge. Yeah, like that's my hand. These are really big hardcovers. I haven't even opened this one, Hellboy Goes to Hell, but you know, I've gone through all of these 1 through 6. It is just an incredible story. Yeah, this is the way to collect Hellboy, in my opinion. You know, it's a few miscellaneous DVDs: Howl's Moving Castle, Hellsing Ultimate. All right, let's move over to the next shelf. I got a Harry Potter box set. You pull it out, and there's the Deathly Hallows and the spines on all the books from Hogwarts. So I really like this collected edition. Yeah, like I said, me and my wife are both Harry Potter fans. Got this really cheap Luna Lovegood wand from like a thing from Walmart, just a gift for my wife. But we have a few of the wands that we've gotten from Universal Studios and the Harry Potter studio tour in England. I got the Elder Wand from Grindelwald, Sirius Black. I got that at the studio tour in England. I got Sirius Black at Universal Studios. I believe my wife got the Hermione Granger one from Universal Studios, and then she got Luna Lovegood from the tour, the Harry Potter tour. All right, next shelf is X-Files. Big X-Files fan too. Spent a lot of time watching the X-Files and the mythology episodes. I got this box set of the X-Files TV show signed by Scully, and then Skinner signed it as well. That was in Dallas that I got to meet those guys. I have Laserdisc of a few episodes of the X-Files, some VHS tapes. Some are still wrapped in plastic. A good friend of mine, Pete, another friend of the channel, who's let me review some of his stuff that he's ordered, got me this book. And then a Millennium graphic novel, because Millennium is yeah, kind of part of X-Files, and it's also done by Chris Carter. I also have the Millennium box set. My buddy Joe still has that. I definitely need to get that back from him. All right, so moving over here, we kind of have a TMNT collection of books. This is from the IDW run, the recent one. Really cool. They all have different color coded. They all have a different character on the cover. Just, it was a really good run. It's been a really good run. I'm kind of far behind now, but I was reading it through these hardcovers. I think they're amazing. They look great on the shelf. The story's really good. I'd say the art in the beginning was incredible, and then, man, the art was not very good after a little bit, and I'd say most of this story was terrible art. But it is like that sometimes. So I also have a Last Ronin ash can. So just like a few page preview. And what's cool about that ash can is that it was done with the original artist from the series. I can't remember his name, but he left the project, and they had a new artist that came on, and actually when they released The Last Ronin, it was a different artist from the ash can. So that's kind of a cool piece to have. What's down here? So some miscellaneous books, but you know, got Creepshow, Vault of Horror, Shock and Suspense. Dark Horse released the classic EC comics in these collected editions. Really cool. So if you're a fan of horror comics, these are a must-have from Dark Horse. Got a good chunk of the Sandman run. It was starting to lose me after a little bit. It got starting to get a little pretentious and a little out there. Kind of lost me, but I should finish that series at some point. A collection of Edgar Allan Poe stuff. Just finished the Fall of the House of Usher. Pretty cool show. A Spider-Man paperback book that I don't know if I ever finished it, but I remember my mom getting it for me, so that was cool. Fight Club, The Spirit trade. I got Spawn over here. Frank Miller's Ronin, terrible story. Fight me on that. This was the only book I picked up when I went to Mile High Comics, and my wife wanted it, so there you go, Snot Girl. All right, so we got some more Harry Potter stuff. Some of like these hardcovers have pictures in them, so it's like not really graphic novel, but illustrated kind of. Pretty cool collection. The art's really cool. Like they just have like images in them from the story. Cool stuff. Big Harry Potter fan. Cursed Child. I actually have not read this yet. I kind of stayed away from it. But Fantastic Beasts. These two are like 20th anniversary editions of the books, and they were only released in England, and they came out in house colors. So with me and my wife both being Ravenclaws, when we were in England, we picked up the first two books in the Ravenclaw books. And then I got a box of chocolate frogs from the studio tour. Never opened. Over here is kind of like the gaming section a little bit. Board game, Marvel Legendary. Here's all the different expansions I have. Really fun game if you've never played it and you're a fan of Marvel and board games and card games. It's pretty fun. Pokemon Adventures. The original Kanto run. Really awesome series. I plan on talking about that at some point. Really liked it. I'll probably never think of Gen 1 the same again after reading that, which is crazy. But yeah, it was a really fun series. All right, we got some more indie stuff and games. Here's the run of Pokemon Adventures for Gen 2. A collection of the original TMNT run, the Last Ronin hardcover, some Batman and TMNT. Haven't even opened the volume 2 yet. What else we got? Some other TMNT stuff. What's back there? We got TMNT Munchkin, really fun. Saga, a couple of volumes of Saga. Amazing series. Have not finished it. I'm a little far behind. Here's another Batman, the animated series board game. Dragon Ball Z Monopoly. Me and my friends are big into Monopoly. Got some Evil Dead books sitting over here in the corner because I don't know where to put them yet, but I'll figure it out someday. All right. Like I said, I'm a huge Red Wings fan. If you want more info on this stuff, just go ahead and ask, but it's kind of my Red Wings collection. It's not really about my Red Wings room. It's more of my comic book stuff, but I'm a big Red Wings guy, big hockey guy. Stationed in Korea, we would play NHL on the Xbox, and this was the Stanley Cup we made. I was the last one to win it, and I took it home. I've had that thing since like 2015. It is terrible, but I'm also the best. So, all right, let's move over here. So, like I said, big anime fan. I met some of the characters in Cowboy Bebop when I was in Dallas. Oh, big Bebop fan. I got to meet the voice actor of Vegeta. And, yeah, pretty cool. I do want to try that game at some point, but I just don't have time, and card games are expensive. But I really love the art for the One Piece card game, so I kind of put it in there. Here's my guitars. Yes, I am left-handed, but got a couple of different ones. My 7-string, my Tele. This is a semi-hollow body I bought in Korea. Never heard of the brand, but this is my first left-handed guitar, Johnson. I never heard of them, but couldn't get rid of it. It was my first left-handed guitar. And my bass, my 6-string bass. All right, so got an awesome Amazing Fantasy 15 poster, canvas poster. I mean, it's pretty big. Like there's my hand. So, you know, you might have saw some of this stuff in the normal videos, but yeah. So on the top shelf, got this awesome Doctor Strange statue from Diamond Select Gallery. I wanted to review on that at some point. Here's my Mysterio Diamond Select Gallery statue, also a review at some point. This back here is our propeller from the drones that I used to fly while in the military. It was kind of a going away gift from one of my sergeants. So yeah, it's really cool. And Infinity Gauntlet. All right, so let's go over some of the graphic novels. You know, this is kind of my Marvel section for my graphic novels. I am starting to go towards graphic novels more so than individual issues. I just think it's better and easier to read. It's more convenient to just grab something like this and instead of trying to pull out 16 issues. And then, you know, different boxes of comics. Really like the Alex Ross. But yeah, that's kind of my Marvel stuff. Let's move over here. You'll notice the arcade, the backlights. This Alex Ross piece. Now you're probably like, how's that hanging up there? Because it is like, yeah, they're all just kind of, they're not on the wall. They're just like hanging. So yeah, it's like this metal strip and it has like these hanging clips back there. So it gives it like a really cool like shadow effect. Plus it's hard to hang stuff off a brick. But yeah, I think they look really cool. And of course, like this Alex Ross canvas piece. That was at Hobby Lobby of all places. And then, you know, my little Marvel arcade. A couple of different games on it. TMNT bar stool for my TMNT arcade. And this one's got the heroes on it. Pretty cool. Yeah. Got my TMNT hat from when I was a kid. All right, so let's go over to my DC, but mostly Batman section. So I got another one of those hanging pieces. So what's up top here? Batman 234. I might have just saw my video on that. Pretty happy with it. Didn't expect a super high grade. But yeah, the first Silver Age appearance of Two-Face. This awesome Two-Face statue. I've also done a review on. Got like this coin. I think it came with I've had this since The Dark Knight came out. This came with the DVD. But yeah, it's like actually like a metal. So it's really cool. Heavy. This really cool like Dark Knight Rises piece. There's the artist. Got it in 2012, so I've had that piece for a while. Really cool. A little Batman sign. Another Diamond Select statue that I'd like to do a review on, just haven't gotten to it yet. Those black and white figures were a gift from a good friend of the channel, Joe. Thank you, sir. Love them. And then a Frank Miller Batman. This little statue came from the Arkham City box set when that game first came out. Pretty cool. And then over here we have a couple of hardcovers. Batman Damned collection. Batman Noir. Really cool stuff. Then my mother-in-law got me this really heavy Batman Damned statue. It was a really cool story. And the statue's pretty sweet. Battle damaged Batman. And then this piece back here. Batman. And then got R2 over here. And Baby Yoda. Just kind of hiding behind him. So yeah, that's kind of this wall. And then, yeah, forgot about the graphic novels. So yeah, Batman's my favorite, obviously. Got a lot of Batman stuff. I tried to put it in order for the most part, but I know stuff is all over the place. Another DC favorite of mine is Swamp Thing. You see a nice little Swamp Thing run there. Some more miscellaneous Batman stuff. Overstreet Price Guide. Swamp Thing vinyl sticker from Heads Up Studios. All right, so let's shoot over here. Another awesome corner box art done by Heads Up Studios. Really cool TMNT piece. All right, so what's up here? My childhood copies of my Batman VHSs with Batman as Alvin and the Chipmunks. A bottle of a little bit of the bubbly from Chris Jericho. Yeah, I watch wrestling. Big whoop, you want to fight me? Probably one of my favorite statues is this Mike Mignola Batman statue. Just stunning. The shading on that is just incredible. Immaculate. It's kind of just like a Batman hodgepodge. I had this this New 52 Batman signed by Scott Snyder and Greg Capullo. Really cool. You might have saw that video at some point. Scott put on there, "The Court is Watching You." Really awesome. Got a reprint of Detective Comics 27. This amazing Batman 227. Just a classic Batman cover. It's a low grade, but I got it at a really good price. Happy with it. And then a Batman Mike Mignola cover. This was the first appearance of the ventriloquist. So down here, another signed book by Greg Capullo and Scott Snyder. Just like a Motor City Comic Con book back there. First appearance of Bane and this Bane statue. I've also done a video on that statue. All right, down here, looks like I got knocked over a little bit, but it is Batman 189, the first Silver Age appearance of the Scarecrow with this really cool Scarecrow statue that I have also done a video on. All right, so my bottom shelf is kind of my Shazam Black Adam shelf, or I still call him Captain Marvel. There's me and my brother-in-law as Black Adam and Captain Marvel. That was about 10 years ago, pre-Army Alex. And then there's Wiz Comics. Can't remember the issue number, but yeah, that's from like 1945. And then, you know, the first appearance of, well, second appearance of Black Adam, but like the first one in like 30 years. And this Black Adam statue that I have also done a review on. All right, so let's move over here to this case. One of my favorite shelves. Oh, well, let's start up here. I got my Casey Jones mask. And you might have saw this too. It's really cool. Amazing Heroes cover. Haven't found a spot for it yet, but it's up there. But this is one of my favorite shelves. This incredible Turtles display piece. I set those black and white Turtles up as the same position as they were on the very first issue of their comic. I got that backdrop set piece off of Macari, and it fits the scene perfectly. This Shredder figure was part of a Loot Crate exclusive, and I absolutely love the shading on it. That blue-black shading looks incredible. So on this side, I have Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles #1. This is the third print. I hope to one day send it off to CBCS. And then TMNT #4. Like the last magazine size, I believe. Just absolutely love this shelf. So down here is another one of my favorite shelves. The first movie was part of my childhood big time. So when NECA released these figures, I had to get them. So yeah, you have the Foot Clan facing off against the Turtles. You have Master Splinter with can of ooze. That is Raphael #1. That is the first appearance of Casey Jones. That is the one I waited forever for from CGC. And then Casey Jones, Raphael, more Foot, Shredder. And then that is the TMNT Batman book that I had my daughter's feet and stamped on when she was born. So I took that book to the hospital. Well, my brother-in-law came and dropped it off, and yeah, the day she was born, had her foot printed on there. So that's one of my prized possessions for sure. Hope to one day take that to Kevin Eastman and just have him sign it. So it's something I will have the rest of my life. So down here is another cool TMNT shelf. We'll start over here. TMNT Adventures #1. That is a 9.6. Really cool. I believe it's the first comic book appearance of Bebop, Rocksteady, and Krang, but it doesn't say Krang on there, so there's another story there, I'm sure. And then my TMNT monster figures from NECA. I've done a video on all 3 of these. Really cool. And then I got the TMNT Adventures #23. I believe that book is the first appearance of Slash. And then here's my Turtles in Time figures that go really well with the arcade. Yeah, they have that really cool shading on there. Got a bunch of the villains. Really cool turtle shelf. All right, so down here is kind of like a monster section. Got a bottle of Hellboy whiskey. First color appearance of Hellboy. This Hellboy mask. I have another one of those foam heads under there. But God, that thing is just perfectly shaded to match Mike Mignola. It looks really cool. Hellboy pin. Then over here I got a Swamp Thing figure with House of Secrets 92, first appearance of Swamp Thing. He is one of my favorite DC characters. So I like my monsters. Alright, so over here, TV. And then got my Switch. Some amiibos for Breath of the Wild, some Legend of Zelda. Pokeballs sitting on a 3DS. There's my original Game Boy SD. And then, you know, a Great Ball sitting on a DS with another Link amiibo. Big Pokemon fan. I think that's a really cool display. You know, the balls are on the same side as like the matching controllers. Really cool display. Middle one is just some Pokemon cards. Use it for storage for GLC, the trainers, and some Pokemon and energies and whatnot. Xbox. Boring storage, games. So let's go to this corner. So this is kind of my Fantastic Four shelf. Just, man, this thing is so cool. All right, so let's start over here. We have Fantastic Four 49. First cover appearance of Silver Surfer, his second appearance. First cover and first full of Galactus. Really low grade. 1.8. I have two 1.8s and this is one of them. I'm really trying to get a 1.0 and a 0.5 at some point. And then I got some of the Marvel Legendary figures with this Galactus figure that I actually bought from Heads Up Studios as the collected figures as well. Oh, really cool. Silver Surfer, amazing figure. Dr. Doom. So back there is Fantastic Four 18. That is a first Super Skrull, if you can see him back there. And then Fantastic Four Annual 2, The Origin of Doom. Oh, just a really cool Fantastic Four shelf. Just like an amazing tribute to what Jack Kirby and Stan Lee did. And, you know, a little tribute to Marvel's first family. All right, so down here, really amazing, unique shelf. Pardon the light and the dust, but yeah, Amazing Spider-Man Annual 1, the first Sinister Six. That is my other 1.8 book. Couldn't be happier with it, honestly. So this letter, I wrote to Steve Ditko back in 2018, and he came back with this note saying, "I cannot read your writing, so I don't know what you want to say, seek, etc. Regards, Steve Ditko." So I wasn't even mad. I can't believe he even wrote back. You couldn't read my terrible writing, yet you know, he still wrote back. So Steve Ditko writing to me is another prized possession. And then the last Steve Ditko book for Strange Tales. This was the last time that he did Doctor Strange. So that's kind of why this one's in here. So it's kind of like a Steve Ditko shelf. Really cool. All right, so down here, I have the Amazing Spider-Man 39 signed by Stan Lee. I met him in Dallas. Can't remember the year. I think that was 2016 is when I met him. And I had him sign this book, which goes perfectly with the statue figure that goes with it. That was the first John Romita Spider-Man book too. And then I got Amazing Spider-Man 300 with a Venom figure. And then the other book I had Stan Lee sign was the first appearance of Shocker, ASM 46 with a little Shocker figure. So cool little Spider-Man shelf. All right, down here is kind of like another monster shelf. Luckily, I bought this book before the series came out, but this is the first appearance of Werewolf by Night. Really cool Neil Adams cover, 4.0. And then you might have just seen my post on this Khonshu Moon Knight cover, my first and only 9.8 book. And then I've done a video on this Moon Knight statue. And then second appearance of Moon Knight, because the first one is a lot right now. All right, so my last shelf is a big boy book. This is Incredible Hulk 181, and it is missing the stamp, but it is a 7.0. I bought this years and years ago when it was a lot less. Might be missing the stamp, but it is it's still a big boy book. Wolverine's one of my favorite characters of all time. And I have it in here with this Wolverine statue. I've done a review on that if you want to go check that out. Down here, a little tribute to the brown and tan Wolverine. Not the best grade, but a classic cover of Wolverine, the 340. And I've done a review on this statue as well. So over here, I met Chris Claremont while in Dallas, and he signed my Wolverine #1. Oh, Cable is one of my favorite X-Men as well. Oh, 9.4, New Mutants 87. And I have him in there with Apocalypse, of course. And then this really cool Diamond Select figure. I hope they make a gallery statue at some point. They call this the Ron Perlman variant. Let me know if you feel the same. He looks quite a bit like Ron Perlman. And then down here is my first appearance of the Sentinels with a Sentinel. And then some Red Wings memorabilia. So yeah, that is the Nerd Cave. And I'll hit the lights, see what it looks like with the backlights and stuff. So yeah, kind of cool. The black light looks really good on the green. Kind of lights up the case too. And then, just the really cool lighting behind the arcade. All right, guys, thanks for watching. That was my room tour. And yeah, here's to another 100 videos. So like, share, and subscribe to Nerds Being Geeks. And keep doing it as long as I'm having fun. All right. Thanks, guys. Appreciate you watching.